Start over the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we'll make a motion to approve the agenda with moving Katie, our election officer.
Thank you.
I got her as 7A, just before Jacob. She needs to be out of here in time to do some other election work. Also, I'd like to move to approve the September 2nd Board of Supervisors meeting minutes, our jail report, a permit report, recorder's report, accounts payable as presented. And we have a fireworks permit for I-29 Speedway.
Second motion.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. These quick.
Does that mean I'm good and I can leave?
Yep.
Wait, do we need to sign
Oh,
this?
geez.
I know, well, do you have your email address and then I'll email it to you
Yep.
later?
I-29 RPM. At Gmail.
Yeah, I'll get it to you later today.
Okay, thank you. Good luck with your election today.
Oh, bye.
Have fun, everybody.
Oh,
She's still here.
we're just gonna table it. Next thing, item on the agenda is a liquor license for Toby Jacks. This is a 5-day Class C retail alcohol license beginning October 2nd, 2025.
I will make a motion to approve that.
I will second that motion. We've got a motion and a second to approve the 5-day Class C retail alcohol license for Toby Jacks beginning October 2nd, 2025. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, let's do a roll call vote, Amber.
Mayberry,
Yes.
Roush,
Yes.
Sayers.
Staying.
Motion carries. Public comment. You would stand up and state your name and
All right,
see what you guys say.
I'm Aaron Bortman with Pharma over on the east end of Mills County, 370th and H12. We've been, since they regraded and repurposed their roads, the 30th, between 370th and 330th, we've tried to have numerous conversations with the courthouse, the engineer's office, Jack. Numerous times we talked to him. The road is too dangerous for us. Jack and I just went out there Saturday, measured 121 feet, several places with no shoulder, loose gravel on the outside. And we're giving you guys the benefit of the doubt here.
330th, you said?
Brothers.
Brothers
Avenue.
Brothers
From 370th.
from 370th. Are you the engineer?
Yes,
Aaron Borkman.
nice to meet you. Jake
I
Farrell.
only got to talk to you. Anyway,
See when we
About that.
Yep.
anyway, it's gotten built up and we've been putting up with it for years and living with getting it narrower and narrower and less shoulder and less shoulder. And this is where the line got drawn in the sand, but we gotta take a stand. Because our employees, I've instructed them, if you see somebody coming, get under 20 mile an hour and be prepared to stop. That is the only way that we can keep our trucks on the road. At 20, a little over 20 feet, especially on the top of the hill, it's not enough with no shoulder. What we're asking for today is if you gotta put out your 22 feet, give us 2 foot of shoulder on each side. Give us some place to have an emergency exit. And is that a farm to market road? Does anybody know?
It should be. I mean, I know, trying to think through there. Yeah, it should be.
Farm to market roads, the way they were designed, is they were supposed to take priority over any other roads in the area versus a service road, a gravel road. Is that not the way it is anymore?
I couldn't tell you that. That's a.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say that. I mean, there's.
There's supposed to be a hard service road.
No, definitely not.
Okay,
There's a lot of farm to market that are gravel.
I guess we're spoiled living on 370.
I think the challenge is, I'm Corey Borkman, farm from 370, several farms from 370 all the way to 340.
Sure.
The challenge that we see is, we have gravel roads that have more shoulder and are safer to travel in the county than this road. And this road basically carries all of the grain from the northeast side of the county over to our terminal. It's the major east-west thoroughfare, all the way from Highway 59 over to Sire and Bungie. And I'm sure there are other people that will attest today, that are in our area that, in that little corner of the county, several million bushel of grain go up and down that road every day. I've had the displeasure of meeting a truck, coming up over the hill on 350th. And unfortunately, there is no room at the top of that hill to get over. And the second my wheel got near the shoulder, there was about a foot to a foot and a half straight drop off. And that's to me, that's the challenge. We understand that the plan is for that road to be ground up, graveled, packed down, and resurfaced at a later date. We understand that. What we're asking for is that year that we're going to travel those 4 miles, that it be safe to do so. That it be safe to do so. And the frustration that you're going to hear today comes from multiple attempts to mitigate this before a county supervisors meeting.
Sure.
And we don't want to get a year down the road and all of a sudden we don't say enough and you guys put a hard surface on it and we're shrunk again. They've been doing that for 20 years, 10 years. I don't know how long ago it's been since you started killing it up and hard surfacing it. It is too narrow. It's absolutely with no shoulder. You've got to give us a shoulder. Got to give us, and heaven forbid if the emergency services travel that road and get over in a hurry and put their ambulance over. I don't think it's right.
Just for reference, Macedonia does, their EMS now defunct. Henderson doesn't have any EMS, so when we do have EMS, it comes from Silver City for that entire area, and that's the road that they travel on. And their response, I mean, Aaron and I measured it ourselves. Their response where it was 22, but there were spots where it was 19. I mean, and when they were 19, it was at top of the hills where it's needed to be bigger, or you can't see if a truck's coming. And on top of that, we also measured certain spots where it's a 5-foot drop.
I think
Just
that's
because
the
it's been
bigger
built up.
problem. That is the bigger problem, is the drop on the shoulders and the drop into either field entrances or other north-south roads. So coming on 350 from 350th and 360th, you've got another 1.5 feet where when you come up from 350th and turn on to Brothers, you drag your trailer.
And then is it our responsibility to fix all of our gate holes coming as farmers? Whoever's farmer in here, our responsibility we can't get out of our gate holes right now because they're 1.5 feet higher to 2 foot, even in some places.
The
the
gates are, or the
approach.
road is.
Yeah, the road's here and our gate level was down here. Is that, I'm asking, is that our responsibility to fix that?
I have a confused look on my face because I don't understand how the road was built up 1.5 feet.
Have you seen the
We
road?
haven't put on that much material, so I'm not sure exactly how it's gotten
Well, it
built
was
up.
crummy to begin with, and it's crummier now
We put up with it for
for a
years.
long time.
And
We're talking about the height.
we're
Right.
talking about the height of the road. And Jack, you remember we measured?
Yeah.
18 to 20 inches, what we're coming up at this grade. About that far, all the way along there, they build it up
Or where the grass.
from where the,
With no
from where our grass in our driveway is to the road. And it goes just like this.
I think the reason for that is that when they came out and milled, they took all of the asphalt off. Or whatever the substrate was that was there, may not have been asphalt, I don't know exactly where it was, a lot of patch is what it was.
They hauled it in.
But, and then they hauled it in and then built the road up. The gravel and what they put on actually moved the road up.
1.5 feet.
I'm saying that's impossible because we do 1,000 tons of rock per mile when we grind up like that.
Are you the engineer?
Yeah.
You know what's going on out there?
Yeah.
Well, you're
And
gonna
so
have
I'm
to
just
go
saying,
out
if
there
you do
and
the
measure,
math,
or we're gonna
it
have to have a
should
meeting.
come out to, I believe, 2 inches maybe. So I'm saying where
Oh,
is that?
that ain't no 2 inches.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is if you do the math of what we hold in, we didn't haul in 1.5 feet on that. So,
You did.
no, we didn't. So,
I do believe what happens is when you're running down, you're making tire pass, some of that gravel's going out. But that shoulder, he's not wrong. It is.
right.
What you would call supposed to be a shoulder is not.
So,
I drive truck across there and it's like marbles over there. You do not dare get next there because it's gonna suck you in.
Yeah.
And it's to the point
I'm
where
not
I've told my
arguing
grain
that. So I'm
customers
saying the
that go that way,
build
we're
up,
gonna have to go around to haul that way.
what I'm saying is the build up might be, I don't know, illusion's not a good word, but it might be from the grader pulling up and then making that steeper. I'm not sure. It's not actual, we didn't fill in 1.5 feet is what I'm saying.
So what?
When I did go out there,
We're not here to argue.
Yeah.
You're
No.
the expert.
But you're supposed to
You're
be
the
more
expert.
okay for it.
All we're
Yeah.
doing
No, I'm just
is
trying to
is
understand.
telling you what reality is. And
I
our
understand.
reality is we're on that road every day, all day. These truckers, these farmers here are on that road every day, all day. And it's unacceptable. So regardless of what should have been or could have been, we're in a situation of what is now, and we're
Yep.
asking for a solution. Which
Totally
is
agree.
not saying that what we did was okay. Because what happened is not okay. It's not acceptable. We're taxpayers. We just got our property tax statements. Not even gonna get on that tangent today. We pay plenty for our roads. And it's more every year.
Why don't you go out and take a look at it, Jake, and,
yep.
you know.
No, I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm just want to make sure that you guys understand. We didn't bring in 1.5 feet. I'm not saying it's not steep. I'm not saying it's not narrow. Hold on, let me finish. I did go out there and a couple weeks ago, I don't know if you called in. I thought it was a Terry.
I did.
Okay. And I went out there, I did measure some spots, and then I do realize the road was 22, some places 21 foot when it was hard surface. But you could ride on the edge because it's not soft. You're not gonna fall down. So now you effectively do have a narrow road, even though it might measure the same, because you can't drive right on the edge. So I recognize that. I talked to my foreman. The grader was supposed to go out there and smooth that out and push it out. I haven't been out there to check that, so I'm gonna go back out there, look at this, see what we can do, because I agreed back then, so I've been
He played.
not going back out, as quickly as I should have to verify that it did get done, but I am not arguing with you guys that something shouldn't be done or that it is bad in those spots, so I will go out there and make sure we get something done.
So you did look at it,
I did look at it, yep.
and
I
you.
did try calling you back, I believe.
Yeah,
He
you
left
left
a
it.
message.
We called
So-
three back.
I'm not trying to argue with you, I'm just want you to understand, we didn't bring in 1.5 feet of fill for the road, is what I'm saying.
It don't make any difference, like my son said,
Yeah.
it's not about, it's what you left.
Totally understand.
That's reality.
And reality is, and you did not see our driveways when you were out there. That are 1.5 like this.
No, so I'll pay attention to those as I go back
We
out.
appreciate that.
Do you have a number on your driveway? Is there a sign on your entrance?
had several.
They're agricultural.
They're
Okay,
driveways.
yeah, some people get 911 numbers for them.
No.
No,
That's gonna take us.
Basically all the drivers. on that.
Yeah,
The
many of
field-
the driveways along that.
They're all
Quite a
the
few.
Not all of them.
they're all field entry,
Yeah.
which we will use this fall.
Jake, why don't you head out there and
Yep.
visit with the foreman,
Yeah.
see what you can come up with, and then just report back to us if you could, please.
We'll keep in touch with Aaron and Terry, please, so that
Yeah.
we can spread the word, the rest of them.
I don't have your number again, will you?
402-651-1703.
Give me my number.
Yeah, you can talk to her. 402-651-2506.
That's Aaron.
And I, just for the public here, I would like to personally thank Jack for being so responsive. To me, that's an excellent example of democracy in action. It helps when you're in our backyard and you have to drive that road every day. But I do appreciate your responsiveness and willing to go out and actually look at the road with us and see, fully understand exactly what the problem is and put us in contact with the right people. So thank you.
Thank you for coming to the
And,
meeting.
Thank you.
having a tape measure and
Yeah.
using it, on the narrow spots, not the wide spots.
Yes.
That road is 22-foot places.
But if you go down that with any kind of implements this fog,
Yes.
there is absolutely no way you can get over. And if somebody's coming, you're gonna have to back up. Somebody's gonna have to back up or pull in a field entrance
And they won't
because
even,
you can't pass.
they won't even pull in a field entrance because they're so steep. You can't get in them.
The car bottom out trying to get
Yeah.
in field entrances.
Absolutely.
And I would like you guys to all introduce yourselves that are here in behalf of this
You
big
guys
12.
can sign in.
Debacle.
Yeah, you guys have a sign-in sheet.
Yeah.
You can sign in.
If you guys can sign in, on your way out, please, that would be great. Then we can note it.
Okay.
Any contact numbers you want to put there, please do.
Okay.
So we'll have Jake take a look at that. Either Jake or Jack or one of us will get back to you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Thank you very much.
You guys can stay.
Want to.
We have got chores to do.
Yeah, we got it going.
One direction.
Next item on the agenda, meeting updates. Last week. You said, any more public comments? Or you just-
Yeah, I just, I see on the agenda that you guys will be discussing outside counsel for industrial land uses. I'm hoping in the discussion that there'll be clarity for the community as to the objective in this as it relates to the revenue that has been suggested that might be available to the county by way of charging tonnage fees, and what analytics or what other incremental things might be available to us to provide some profitability back to the county for industrial land use. I just hope it's going to be a broader discussion about what we hope to achieve in engaging outside counsel.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Thanks for coming, guys.
Okay, last week I had a juvenile detention meeting, weekly meeting, nothing to really bring up to anybody there, so nothing exciting.
Thanks for coming. Appreciate it.
Last night I had a Mills County Public Health meeting down in Tabor. We're still meeting, Mills County and Fremont County joint. A few things that I wanted to bring up. Rachel Reese and her boss from Ginny Ed Foundation were there to talk about our community health program. And when we were talking about it, we were going through the list. I brought up some concerns about certain funding that gets distributed to the community in certain ways. There was some excess funding from from the previous community health worker that Mills County Public Health had. And it doesn't seem like that sort of funding route has a lot of, I guess, accountability, because we can't track what it gets funded to. It just gets given to the person and then they could spend that funding whichever way they please at certain places. So I believe that it is important that we have a better system. That way, if they do get funding for food insecurity, for medication, for things of that nature, that it is going towards food, it is going towards medication. It's not going towards anything else. And then another thing that they brought up is over the last 3 months through our general relief program, rentals assistance, utility assistance, things of that nature, only one person has qualified over the last 3 months. And so we might need to revisit general relief requirements, whether that be increase the income maximum or anything along those natures. But one person qualifying over the last 3 months, they didn't think that that showed good results for the pot of money that we have there. So might need to revisit that. Otherwise, that's all I had.
Raise the income or lower the income?
It'd be raise the income limit. So, anybody that makes over, I can't remember what the
Sure.
income is right now, but raise it up so that more people can qualify.
Yeah, I had a light week last week. Really didn't have any meetings, so only thing I have to announce is that on September 25th is SWPCO's 50th year anniversary. And we will have our annual banquet that evening at the Cass County Fairgrounds area. And right now, I think there is 5 or 6 people from Mills County that has been nominated for the Ron Cohn Award.
Is it at 6 o'clock, Richard? 6 or 7?
I think 6. You got a RSVP by the 15th of this month.
Where's that located again, Richard?
The Cass County Fairgrounds.
Cass County.
It's
Yeah.
they don't call it the fairgrounds. I'd rather it's a community center or just what, but it's connected to the fairgrounds. So.
Thank you. All right, Katie, you're up. We're gonna move you up.
So I'm just getting, permission to shred some primary election and general election materials. So I was in training in August and I found out that any unvoted ballots we do not need to keep for the full 22 months. So that's gonna free up some space down in our vault, because we do not have any more space. And with the new legislative, law that passed where we have to keep all materials for 22 months instead of some being kept for 6 and some being kept for 22 months, I kind of need to free up some space. So I found out that I only need to keep unvoted ballots 20 days before the start of the next general session if the General Assembly is on the ballot, which it was in both the primary and the general. So that date has passed because it was December 24th of 2024. So I would just like permission to shred those materials.
I'll make a,
Go ahead, Jack.
no, you go ahead. I'll do one later.
I'd make a motion to approve the shredding of general election materials.
Just let me go this on here.
Second motion.
We have a motion and a second to approve the auditor to shred the unvoted primary and general election materials. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Right away, Katie.
Have fun with daylight.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you later.
Jacob, consideration formal action approval to purchase a new snow V plow for pickup.
All right, I would like to purchase a V plow for the pickup for Eric Huffman. He does the courthouse around here, some subdivisions, so V plow would be allow him to maneuver some of those tight areas. Total cost from Hawkeye Truck Equipment in Des Moines, $9,756. And we budgeted $10,000 towards this purchase.
Okay, truck out of where?
Des Moines.
You're gonna guarantee it's no?
If you buy it.
I figure if I get really prepared, then it won't stop.
Right, right.
Okay. I'll go along with that one.
I will make a motion to approve the purchase of a snow V plow for pickup for a total cost of $9,756 from Hawkeye Truck Equipment in Des Moines.
Second,
We have a motion and a second to approve the purchase of a snow V plow for $97.56. Hawkeye truck equipment out of Des Moines. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Didn't send anything on that, or you good?
I'm good. Don't sign that. Just put the approval date.
We get the general discussion, buddy.
Oh, not a whole lot. Just getting back to vacation or back in the swing of things. So obviously go check that out. We did a solution working on that. I did. Okay, go check back in, but I did do annual inspections for the RV parks, Ted Mental, and then the Lincolns down there. I was able to send a report down to Mental. Most of the infractions or violations, I guess you would say, is unlicensed RVs, expired license. Everything else is looking pretty good. And then I still need to send it to Lincoln's. I'm finishing up their report, but again, going through theirs. And I went through them at the time so they could already start working on it before I send them the official report, but almost all of them are just your license, so pretty minor in my eyes. I'd rather have something like that rather than a brand new building they put in. Now we got to contact DNR and everything, but
Sure.
they're really, both parks are doing good and maintaining good status as far as getting their as-built permits and everything and in compliance, so that's good to see. Tomorrow I have Title VI training, civil rights stuff over at Atlantic, so I'll be going out there. Being that I'm the coordinator, keep up on my training for that, so
Good.
so it comes into that.
Thank you. Yeah, just throw us an email or something when you.
Yeah, I definitely will.
What I would find it.
No problem.
Only question I had, Jake, is about Brothers Avenue. I know, have you heard anything more? Because I have some concerns, because right there, I'm gonna go over to Henderson, please, Lonnie. Seems like there's gonna be a pretty big harvest coming up here soon. It seems the crops are gonna be out of the field either next week or the week after. And the co-op is pretty concerned, you know, if they do start this year and the time that they're starting, whether or not people will be able to get in there, because Cary Ave, of course, up until the cemetery to Henderson is seal coat. But then the rest of Cary Ave to 59 is all gravel. And then 397th Street down there is all gravel after you get past Cary Ave. So have you heard anything more about that? Brothers Avenue?
Yeah, so we have a pre-con set up for this Thursday, so just in a couple days, they want to get rock and rolling pretty soon here. Traffic is gonna be open, during construction, there's gonna be pilot cars, so it'll be one lane closure. during the
Okay,
day.
so they'll still be able to get through.
Still be able to
They'll
get
just slow them down.
wide equipment, whatever, you know, I mean, be able to hopefully accommodate as
Okay.
best we can, you know.
Okay, I'll let them
But
know.
there is still gonna be through traffic for that.
Okay.
But I don't know as far as their time schedule, we'll learn more on Thursday, what that is.
There was 2 sections of the roadway that we planned on not doing because they were, I guess, up to par. They weren't needed to be redone. You mentioned that when we awarded the contract. Could you remember what 2 sections geographically where they were?
I don't recall that. Are you referring to like our options that we?
No,
It was a plan B, I thought.
I don't know if it was the options because the plan B was past 59. We were able to do that to the county
We had a
line.
base bid, which was 1 mile here and then skip a second, 1 or 2 sections, then do this. That was our base bid.
Okay,
The added option was including that in between.
okay,
And then our added option 2 was all of that plus beyond 59.
okay.
And so we're doing that.
So we're redoing that all?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
So yeah, I think maybe that's what we're doing with 2
Yeah.
sections that are better compared to the rest of the road, but since the bids came in good, which is.
Good deal. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good day, Greg.
You too.
Mr. Wyatt, consideration of formal action outside council for industrial land uses. What do you got going on?
So our zoning board of adjustment is looking for some legal guidance in relation to the conditional use permit that they granted to the landfill And working with our county attorney's office, it is a rather specialized field that we're getting into, right? So we need to be able to find somebody who has that kind of experience in working with those heavy industrial land uses. So there was and that is in regards to the conditions on their permit and the potential for what she had mentioned on the fee side of those things and making sure that that works. Also on that is, and within our regulations of chapter 27. So when that conditional use permit got granted, the land was zoned one way. It appears as though at some point in time, the county then put in the application and zoned it as industrial. And then in speaking with the landfill operators, they had told me that then there was an agreement that the county was going to go modify their zoning ordinance. Zoning ordinance was not modified at that time and has not been as of yet. So there's modification that we need to do to our chapter 27 zoning ordinance. It's within the matrix of it. It's not in any of the definitions, only the wording of it and the land use matrix of it. When you get down into where it's landfill, and I'm not gonna try to say the word, it's either a buried landfill or it's not a buried landfill. And you slide over across the matrix over into industrial, there's nothing there, which would mean that that land use isn't within the industrial area of it. So that already puts them. So there's some things that we have to just straighten out.
Sure.
Or finish. I want to say straighten out. We just need to finish what was started in 2021. So that's the reasons on why I like to approach outside counsel to get their advice on this. I don't see it as being costly venture. I don't know that it's going to be a whole lot of time spent with them. You know, it's not like when we brought in somebody for, you know, the land use comp plan update or something like that. It's going to be much less than that. That's what I would like to request today. Help the zoning board adjustment, what they're looking for, and finish up a few things on our side.
What do we have budgeted for legal fees in?
I believe it's $10,000.
10,000. You think you get it done for that?
Oh, it's me. Yeah, much less than that.
Okay.
I would think it's going to be somewhere around 2,500 to 5.
I make a motion to approve outside counsel for industrial land uses to use for the zoning board of adjustment and the conditional use permit of landfill.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the hire of outside counsel for industrial land uses through the zoning board of adjustment. Is there any discussion? You could get back to us on a cost before we move forward.
Yeah, that's simple. Yeah. I'll bring in that.
Do some shopping and then,
Yep.
okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, man.
Yeah. Don't forget we got the planning commission meeting tonight.
You're right.
More than welcome to attend.
Jitsi, you're up.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
I brought some very, like the people that have been running the show for a few years now. So this will be the 4th annual Glenwood Publishing Festival. Dylan Southern, Sharp
There
Blades,
you go.
and Amber Landau with Juniper Metalworks.
Neighbors.
Very involved with this event, the Glenwood Holiday Festival. So
Yes.
this will be the 4th annual. It's going to happen on Friday, December 5th and Saturday, December 6th. And what we're here to do is ask for permission from the board to start hanging lights anytime after like Thanksgiving, but definitely by December 1st, so that those can be prepped and ready to go around the.
And the sleigh.
Oh, and the sleigh.
You bring the sleigh back? Good.
Yeah, she needs some paint, but we're gonna bring her back.
Glad to see it held out too.
Yeah, no one messes with it, no one really. The other thing that I've been thinking of is putting more pine trees, getting more pine trees started. Because that one's very old and we are seeing age. So I would like to get other pine trees and have them be sponsored by businesses to help with the community engagement, but also just get new growth started so that when that one.
Why don't we do that on a separate agenda item if we could, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
Gotta keep the trees
Oh,
young and growing, so it'll work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the lights and the ornaments, which you like the sleigh, apparently the ornaments were falling last year, so we're gonna glue the tops to them so they stay up. Easy.
Yeah.
That's really easy. Parking for the day of, oh, parking, okay, so last year, I think people were there till 5. And so we're asking to see if they could park maybe from after lunch, like on the north side. So the arch would be clear so he can safely run power.
Give the horse and carriage.
For the horse carriage.
There's that car
I think that's possible.
I think it was 911 to parks out there.
Emergency management.
Yeah, and he has moved down to the annex building, so he's no longer located there.
Yeah, the part, everything but the parking I would see would be a simple thing.
Yeah.
Just to
Parking's
all of
like a
our employees.
request,
Yeah.
Because we did have a couple people that left their vehicles in there and the horse and carriage people just were concerned about not seeing children.
Sure.
Popping out. Safety.
Sure.
That's like if it can work, that'd be
Yeah,
great. And if
yeah.
not,
Those were probably 911 people
we could have
that were
been,
parked there.
Yeah.
Dispatch.
Yeah.
If, you let Travis,
Dispatch is still here.
Oh, dispatch.
Yeah.
you let Travis know ahead of time, they'll park on the east side out here.
Yeah.
Yes,
That'd be awesome. Reach out to them.
Yeah.
The
Get
kids
the
are
communication,
contact.
that's all we ask.
Yeah.
Kids are having a great.
Or work
time.
with you, you work with us. It's a
Yeah,
cool
yeah.
event, so
Clean out
everyone
some.
wants it to happen, so
And then takedown would be mid to end of January.
on the coldest day.
And it don't
Yes.
snow.
Really, we don't want it to be, but.
He'll be chomping around with snow to his knees, you know.
Yeah.
They're troopers.
We'll work with you, you work with us.
Okay.
That's all we
I had a lot of comments on the prettiness
Very
last
nice.
year, the lights especially. Unbelievable. We had people from other counties stop in and go, how do you get this done? Well, I think we just have talented
Making
people.
us business owners step up a little too, so
Yeah,
my wife's already on it, so.
good. Yay.
Well, I would
If I
make
have
a
a vote
motion.
left.
Okay. I don't like that kind of talk.
I'd make a
Mr. Kraus?
motion to approve the lights and decorations, courthouse lawn, trees, for the Glenwood Holiday Festival.
December 5th and 6th.
Second motion.
We have a motion and a second to approve the lights and decoration on the courthouse lawn and the trees for the Glenwood Holiday Festival for December 5th and 6th. Any discussion? Like I said, just stay in touch with Travis and Amber. I copy both of them on an email. That way everyone's on the same page. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Yeah.
Thank you.
When you get ready to plant trees, let me know. I'll be in on it.
Yeah, I
How
think,
does that
we-
need to work?
get a hold of Amber, run that through
Yeah.
Amber.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cause like when that one goes, it's like,
Yeah.
that's like I have to figure out.
Well, we
something
have a
else.
couple out here that are showing their age,
Yeah.
so it's time to, get a plan.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Since Mr. Schultz is not here on camera, we can move forward without him. Oh, there he is.
I'm up here, Greg.
I really don't have anything special, so I just wanted to come and say hi, good morning, be here for the day.
And here he is, second week, no film.
I know.
What's going on? I'm on a diet.
I mean, we are.
Oh, valid. Well, there's always next.
Right, right.
Always next.
We'll give you another try.
Sorry. Yeah, that's all I got.
All right,
I failed to bring donuts. Yeah.
it's okay.
I'll put that in your record.
Yeah,
Permanent record.
Yeah.
got that in a minute.
I will.
No, had good response on the application for the clerk position.
Good.
I think when I left this morning, we had 25 applicants. so that's-
Well, good for you.
Yeah,
25.
25.
Wow.
Yep. So we'll moving forward, we're intending, we didn't know how long we left it, actually 10 days or until the qualified candidate. I'm fairly certain out of 25, we should go pretty good qualified candidate. So we may shut it down after the 10 days.
What about, any jailers? Have you had good applicants for that?
No, one actually trickled in amongst all of the clerk applicants. So
Really?
yeah, we'll have to pull that out, and make sure it's separate. But other than that, no, that's been slow, but that's not unusual.
Is it two? Is it two positions that are open or just one?
Just one right now,
Were they, man or female?
preferably female, just because a female can watch a male and a male.
Yeah.
Good.
That's all I got.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Norman, you're up.
Right. Sorry,
Great, there's plenty of open seats out here.
I didn't bring.
No, I'm good.
Oh, I should be able to bring the muffins.
This may,
Brought donuts, maybe.
I may move that big fluffy chair over into this corner.
All right, well, I just made one copy of this, but you can share that, and I'll leave that here, but, again, so the, Pacific Rail, Pacific Junction Rail Study.
Good.
We finished that and appreciate the county. I know you guys supported that. The match for that. So took a little longer to get done than we hoped, but McClure Engineering did this. I think they did a nice job on it. We had to clean up a few things, but it's looking good. So briefly going through that, they just give a little bit of background. But what they do is they take a look at what are the existing transload facilities in the area. And kind of which ones would be the ones if they were to do a particular transload in Pacific Junction, who would be the main competition with that. And basically, it's probably the Watco in Council Bluffs that would be the main competition. And so they worked with Burlington Northern, came up with a primary site for this. They came up with a couple different site plans, but they've done that and they've calculated if you were to build all of that out, how much would that cost? Basically about $90 million to do that. And they also took a look at what this potential savings would be. So they measured what's the tonnage of product that's coming out, total product coming out of kind of the area of Southwest Iowa. So they're looking at the 6 counties in this particular area. And if they were to take that tonnage, which would be 10%, they figure would be potential for rail as opposed to truck. If they were to take that to this facility as opposed to going up to Watco or somewhere else, what would those savings be? And basically, over a 20-year period of time, that return on savings would be about 8 million. So the savings are there for a potential thing coming there. Looking at, what else has to happen, you would probably have to build, improve some roads and do some things like that. That's not calculated in there. But I think that's good. Kind of what they've also done here is they put together a list of who might be potential transit operators. And they've given us an example of a request for proposal for somebody to come in and say, all right, here's the study. Are you interested in doing something? And so we can model it after that, send that out to these potential transloads and start knocking on some doors and saying, hey, is this something that's of interest to you? If so, let's have a conversation. So ultimately, that's what we'll end up doing is put this into a package, start knocking on some doors and see if we can do it.
Good.
Did reach out to Pacific Junction, to city clerk, and try to get a meeting with them and mayor. We're back from them yet, but we plan on making sure that we're getting them involved and understanding what's going on here. Actually, do have somebody that's coming in this afternoon. Take down there and take a look at it. They could do a transload. They could do some other things as well. So I think that's a positive sign. Just happened to be a coincidence. It wasn't, but I was like, hey, we got this done. So I think that'll be positive for that. So I think it's a good study. And if you have any questions on it, please let me know. But so there's the list and so forth and benefit cost ratio and as well as some maps there. Also, that's a conversation they want to get for that. They're open.
Great.
So that's a good project. And so we'll be we're pushing that out. Costa, that's the big project that we've talked about, a couple of different times, continuing to move forward. They've identified a primary piece of property, within the county that to look at, a couple test fits, to see if everything can fit on there. It looks like things can. So probably within the next couple of weeks, we might be to the point where we might be trying to see like, okay, good. We'll see. A lot of stuff happened. Very complicated project. A lot of pieces have to come together. To be. WSI, I think y'all might be right for that, so that's October 15th. Big thing there. Quickly, resource center campus, continuing to forward with that. We've got HDR as our engineer under contract now, working with Arch Icon as a preferred developer, master developer, trying to get them under contract. We've got RFP out for a complete topo for the facility, as well as environmental assessment of every building. There's 90+ buildings out there. We've got to have somebody go in, take a look at every one of those, look to see if there's asbestos and paint, PCBs and fire, equipment and things like that. So we'll be going through that. So those, hopefully we can get all of those under some sort of contract here within the next 30 days. Then they'll have 90 days most to complete those 30 days. We have done a lot of work with a lot of the life safety, police and fire folks in the area, working with the city of Glenwood. They're going to do some training out there. We've done some with the sheriff.
Pot County's down today or Bellevue.
Yeah, I think they're in the for down there. So
Seen those guys eating here too, so.
yeah. So we're doing as much as we can to help out with that. We're going to get to the point probably here shortly where we're going to have to start having more activity on there, so we'll be able to do a lot of that. But as we knock down some of the buildings, especially with the Glenwood Fire Department, be able to do some training things and do it.
Sure.
Things like that.
Yeah.
So, do that. So
Believe me, I've done it before. It's
Yeah.
fine.
but it's good training and
It
it's
is.
important to do.
Yes.
So we're doing that. Otherwise, activity is still pretty strong. I think things are looking good. I'm excited that we're still getting inquiries into the area. So we're moving forward. I did have a conversation with the developer the other day about the Highway 34, kind of that southwest area, right? That's been looked at before, Eagle Crossing. And then the question came up on taxi. So I wanted to kind of get a feel for that from the board here in terms of, is that something, and obviously you're going to make a private decision. With that or whatever. Is that something where you guys feel for projects that tax increment financing could be an option on the other project down there?
I would entertain that.
I think so.
This is a great tool if it's used correctly.
If it's used correctly.
Yes.
We use
Yeah,
it
that's
for
been the biggest
subdivision.
problem in the state of Iowa. There's been too many people abuse what it was meant for and give it a bad name. And at one time, the legislation was thinking about doing away with it, and they changed some rules and stuff. But no, it's one of the greatest tools counties have.
Yeah.
For getting things done.
It helps the developer. Ultimately, in the end, the developer's on the hook for it.
Yeah.
So it's still no risk to us, and it's a great way to bring growth in.
There wouldn't be water and sewer at 2934 if it wasn't TIF.
Right.
We need to look at that area because if it's that same area that we've already tipped, I don't think we'll tip it again. Because we've used that tip a lot. So we have to look to see exactly where your area is versus where our current tip is.
Okay, so that's something, so I'll probably need to get with you, take a look at that and see, and I don't know if you created an urban area to actually TIF some things, but that's a good question.
I need to go back and look at our records to just see. I just read the tail end of it right now, so I'm gonna have to go back and look and see what was done before.
I don't recall an urban renewal going in down there, but that's been many years ago.
Yeah, the urban renewal creates the area.
Yeah.
And then
So I need to know where that is, yeah.
creates TIF, so, yeah, okay, I'll get with you. Yeah. And, also exploring a couple other maybe areas in that area where we can look at trying to get some sites maybe a little bit more virtual ready to be able to present to clients and be able to answer those questions a little bit better. They understand what the utility situation is, access, and so on and so forth. So we'll be taking a look at that and trying to again improve our product, right? Because you got to have product out there. So that's kind of it for
Good.
for the updates. Now, any questions that you guys have?
I don't have any. I know where you're at.
Do you have any experience working with, can't remember the proper term, it's either free trade zone or free enterprise zone?
So yeah, there's foreign trade zones, there's bonded warehouses, there's opportunity zones, which are federal, which we don't have any opportunity zones in Pennsylvania. The state had to create those or designate census tracts. Those are changing, but I still don't think we can qualify for that. Enterprise zones, pretty much in Iowa now, they have a program here for a while. But yeah, the Bundy Avenue area.
So when we were talking about the annexation, Council Bluffs,
Yeah.
I talked to Dave Seek, and he brought up that it wouldn't be a half bad idea in the future to consider doing a free enterprise zone or something up there if we were able to, specifically around the annexed area. Dave's understanding of how that worked was if we were to do one around the area, it would prohibit future annexation by the city of Council Bluffs, even following their 2-mile rule where they can annex within 2 miles. So that was Dave's understanding, is that we could prohibit it in the future so they don't keep coming south unless we would be in favor of them coming south. Just something to think about and look into, because I don't have the.
Is it foreign trade zones?
I would say foreign would be more.
Is it foreign?
Yeah, WSI is along those lines.
Yeah, actually, yeah, WSI, I think has that, so.
I mean, my understanding through talking with him, it's kind of, it makes it seem like it's not a zoning classification, but it kind of is a zoning classification. It can go onto the land and not necessarily just the businesses. So if that's something you could just look at for me, I would appreciate that.
And at one time, we was even looking at a rail port over south 370 by the bridge.
It'd be nice to get some rail up there.
Yeah, I think we can look at it.
I appreciate that. Just for future reference, just so we know what our options are, down a few years down the line.
And I think from a free trade, foreign trade zone perspective, we would probably have to work with Des Moines and their FTZ as the call it the parent for that. So, easy way, purchase the property that's 20 acres, kind of where the road heads south off Bungie there. And they're looking at doing more of a custom bonded warehouse, which provides a lot of the same kind of tariff delay as a foreign trade zone, but it's a little bit simpler, and they can actually work through the Omaha Customs Office for that to do that. They indicated probably about sometime this month they should have an idea of the time and plan. They're looking at potentially moving forward, having some sort of small warehouse and probably some container storage. Good.
Well, another thing. We don't know exactly what buildings or what changes will be made on the hill yet until we hire till the Building Redevelopment Corporation hires a master developer and they come up with the plans themselves, correct?
I mean, the original master plan is probably still the guiding document that we're working on. We'll have to update that based on some of the things that were found.
Findings.
There's the underground storage tank, leaking underground storage tank that has about 9-10 acres that have some environmental controls that you can't do anything underground with that. Now, do we clean that up? Let's see. But, so we're gonna have to modify that. We'll actually be up there, not this Friday, but the following Friday, again, kind of walking through. And so, yeah, hopefully here, you know, late this fall, early winter, I'll say. So we'll probably get that to the point where we'll update. We should have an idea of what buildings should come in, which ones are going to be saved, which ones you need to.
My only request is if you could connect with Jared Getter with conservation. I know there was one of the maintenance sheds around there pretty close to the preserve that he was eyeing, so that they didn't have to transport things back and forth when they're doing work on the preserve in the future. If there was any chance that they would be able to get one of those buildings just to keep some of their supplies there. If it is feasible.
Yeah.
I believe it's on the southwest side of the campus.
Yeah.
Butts right up to the preserve, so that's something we can look at.
We can look at that and see, you know, some of those, you know, are scheduled to go.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
And I know we've had conversations with Jared.
Okay, yep.
And then we're also looking at putting in some security cameras up on the campus. And that will provide us an opportunity to see who's coming in and out, especially when sure there's not as much shenanigans.
Yeah. You get your hands full.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's exciting and
Yeah.
we're looking forward to it.
Yep. Good. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Amber Farm, in consideration formal action, authorize the chair to sign participation and relief form for additional opioid settlement.
Yep, so we have till September 30th to sign this subdivision participation and release form. It's for an additional company, and I think you took a look at it, John. So just need approval so we can get it signed and get it uploaded so that we are included in the next round of settlements if it comes to be.
I would make a motion to approve authorization for chair, sign participation and release form for additional opioid settlement.
Second motion.
We have a motion and a second to authorize the chair to sign participation and release form for additional opioid settlements. Any discussion?
All I can say is I've heard that this will be bigger than the one that we're currently tied in with the state. Could be half again as much money coming to us. Depends on what the state keeps. How's that sound? You know, right now they're broke, so keep more in their share.
Got a lot of this bank.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, Katie, we took care of. Next item on the agenda is appointment of conservation board member. Just Lana's opening.
Lana's opening, yeah. I had one person reach out to me. I believe she sent an email to all three of us.
Is that your mom?
That's why we will not be taking part in the conversation.
Well, I read her resume and stuff, but I've also had phone calls from two other people. All they left was their number. But they have said they would get back to me. Is trying to get off another board to get on this because they like conservation better. They didn't say what board or anything, but I would like to table this for a little while because.
By all means.
Yeah.
I haven't been aware of anybody, but if you have a few, then.
No,
we
I've
can-
had a couple people sit and talk with me and they said, well, what's it consist of? Well, I said, you should really get a hold of Jared Jetter and talk to him.
Yeah.
So that's what they're doing in the process right now.
Good to see the interest, so.
Yeah.
Good. Do we agree we'll table this until further notice?
Yes.
Okay. Any new business? Well, I forgot to ask Jake, does anybody know, how's he getting along with Pot County, okay? When I asked him the other day, he said everything was going pretty good. Okay. Good. And I did tell you there's a severance tax that we can put on the methane out at the landfill. It's something new. In fact, there's only 2 other companies that pay anything like this because there are 2 other landfills in the state of Iowa that have methane plants. So we'll take it down and give it to Chris, let her look into it, investigate it. I found that out at Isaac, that this is the route you have to go. So. All right.
No further business. I'll make a motion to adjourn at 9:16.
Second. We have a motion to second to adjourn at 9:16. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Adjourned.